It's getting colder here in California, which, according to my wife and kids, makes me the bad guy.
Let's talk about that.
I'm Anne-Marie Robinson from Fairbanks, Alaska. Good mythical morning.
Good mythical morning.
This episode is brought to you by Catulas, the guys with the goods, Catulas.com. It's where you can get the official, bring it up, the Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
Look at this thing, Link. So many memories. If you've never watched the Peanuts Christmas special, then boy.
Then you don't know what this is.
Yeah, and if you have, then this means a lot. This is a very cool thing that you can set up in your room, your kid's room,
Is that still in the shot?
gift it to someone.
Catulas.com. Become festive. We only have 6 weeks before I go back to North Carolina for the holiday, so I've already gotten in the spirit. We decorated our Christmas tree. If you're into that, then get into it.
Yeah, I'm
diving in, baby.
This past weekend, I decided to go biking with my son, Locke.
Yeah.
And we realized that we were pretty close to your house, so we show up to your house. And like, it's the middle of the day on Saturday, and I look in the house and it's all dark, and I go in there and your whole family's like watching The Wizard of Oz. They're all kind of asleep, kind of half watching The Wizard of Oz. And I'm like, where's Link? And Chrissy's like, he's taking a nap.
Well, didn't you notice the Christmas tree in the corner of the room?
Yeah, the Christmas tree is up and you're taking a nap.
It's exhausting.
Everything is backwards at your house.
To build a Christmas tree is exhausting. I was like, whew, I got to take a nap. But it was worth it. It's lit.
I just think that's excessive. Before Thanksgiving?
Well, I am trying to turn the tide in my favor in my household to become the hero again, is really what I'm trying to do. Hey, let's put up the Christmas tree. Let's get in the holiday spirit, because lately...
I'm just going to set this up in my house.
I have not been very
We're
popular.
done, kids.
What I'm trying to say is, I have my approval rating in the household has gone way down.
Below 50?
Now that it has gotten colder. It's California, okay? It doesn't really get cold here. So when I say it's gotten cold, at night, I think it has gotten down to like the mid-30s.
Mid-30s, whoa,
over the past few nights. And the issue of the thermostat and turning on the heat immediately comes up, and the pot starts to boil amongst my family,
so to speak.
Kids starts coming up to me, usually just my kids.
Kids start coming in the windows.
Random kids start coming and trying to find heat. There's no heat in my house because I said we're not turning the heat on. My kids, my wife, they come to me and they say it's cold. It's cold. They're shivering. I look at the thermostat, which tells you the temperature, and it tells you if the heat's on or off, and I have the switch to off. And the temperature, it says 58 degrees. I wake up in the morning, it's 58 degrees. It's not 33 degrees in my house. I'm like, well, we're not turning the heat on. We can save some money. We blasted the AC through the summer and busted all this dough.
Busted the dough?
That's a euphemism for spending lots of money.
I think you blow dough. Blew a bunch of dough.
I blew a bunch of dough. So now that the heat is the issue, I'm saying it's not coming on. I tell the kids, there's people in the Northeast in the wake of Sandy who haven't even gotten their heat back. They're really freezing up there.
Yeah, it's actually cold there.
Think about them. Think about your papa, who, when my granddad, that's what we call him Papa, when I tell them, when he was your age, he slept on a straw bed. Literally, he slept on a bed made of straw. And he was in, and then
was a horse in the room at the time.
There was not an ox and it wasn't that. He
like
wasn't
some sheep in the corner.
No, there was no baby Jesus in a manger.
Because
he's not that old.
Those keep you warm. Animals do. You can cuddle up next to a sheep.
He's in a straw. I tell him there's a straw bed. All his siblings slept in the same bed. They had to keep each other warm. They didn't have a thermostat where you could just go up and boop boop beep boop boop, make yourself comfortable. So I'm just buck up, kids.
So you haven't turned the heat on.
Buck up, wife. So no, we haven't turned the heat on, and it's like I'm the bad guy, but I'm saving us money and I'm teaching us a lesson, I think. And we're like bundling up. I get in the bed. I've got on like a long sleeve hoodie, and I put like extra covers on everybody's bed. I'm like, if you get cold, just get in bed with each other. I mean, I have 3 kids for a reason, so they can warm each other when the winter hits.
Huh.
That's the only reason I have multiple kids. I was an only child, and I was cold as a child. I thought about wearing a ski mask in my own bed.
As a child or now?
No, now. I was like, in the middle of the night, I wake up and like, the only thing cold on me is my face. I should wear a ski mask.
Okay, well.
And then if intruders come in, they're like, oh, somebody beat me to the punch.
And they're already sleeping in the bed.
They're in the bed.
Well, I have a distinctly different philosophy from you.
I anticipated that you would.
As a matter of fact.
My approval rating's gone down with you too?
This past weekend, we had a cold snap here in California. And by cold snap, I mean, like Link said, it might have gotten into the mid-30s one night. We all realized together, my wife and kids and I were like, it was morning and we were like, it's cold in here. And I was like, well, let's cut the heat on. I mean, there was no discussion. So it was like, let's cut the heat on. And then I got to the thermostat and I was like, you know something? I'm gonna do something that I've never done before. And I don't know why I've never done this before. I was like, I'm not just gonna make it warm right now. I'm gonna do the whole scheduling feature.
Your thermostat has that?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna set the optimal temperature in my house for every hour throughout the week.
Really?
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, I want it to be this warm when we wake up. And I'm like, Jesse, you think it should start getting warm around 6:30 or 6:45 a.m.? You know? And she's like, 6:30, that way it'll be a warm when we wake up. You know, it'll have time to warm up. And I'm like, yeah, do that. I wish it doesn't make those noises.
You talk to each other as if you're like in like a lame sitcom. Hey, Jesse, what time? I'm having so much fun.
And then I'm like, hey, what temperature do you think when do you think it should go off? And she's like, I don't know, like 10 a.m., you know? And then I'm like, when do you think it should get warm again? I'm like, 5:30 p.m. And then how long should it stay warm? Look, hey, maybe we go to bed about 11:30. So at 12, let's make it go down when we're asleep. And then we're all bundled up in the bed. And as I'm doing this, I have one of these moments that this happens to me fairly often.
You black out.
When I realize I am living in the future. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes I feel as if I have been transported from the past. And here I am. You know, 2 seconds ago, I was a pioneer on the frontier and I was collecting animal dung from the plains to burn to keep my family warm. You know what I'm saying?
What? You never did that.
I might have.
What are you talking about? Like a reincarnated previous version?
No, I'm just saying that what if I am actually a pioneer on the plains and I'm sitting there and I'm like trying to find more buffalo dung to burn to keep my buffalo dung house warm. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, man, I wish I was in the future, you know, where they're going to have all this figured out. And then here I am at my thermostat. Boop, 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 boop.
You're like in the Jetsons all of a sudden.
Yeah, because that helps me to appreciate what is going on here. I am deciding on the optimal temperature for me and my family. But I think there's a negative aspect to this too, because it makes me a sissy. It makes me and my family collectively a sissy family, because when it hits the fan in a couple years and the zombies are loose, no electricity, you know, we don't have any electricity, we don't have any heat, I'm going to be going up to the thermostat and going, and it's not going to be making any noise.
Yeah. What is the beep boop boops? There's no beeping the booping and the bopping
and then
anymore.
I'm going to be
What's happening now?
All right, kids, don't crap in the toilet. Crap into a bucket. We're going to let it dry, and then we're going to burn it for heat.
See, that's exactly what I'm trying to tell my kids, is that I now have the edge when it comes to the apocalypse. You know, or even in the short term, I think we've got an opportunity to charge admission with our own families to the other house. Your kids can come to my house, and it's like we're living on the frontier. We should actually be. I'm thinking about burning dung. You know, like instead of turning my thermostat on, and then my kids and wife can come to your house, and it'd be like, "Hey kids, let's go to the McLaughlins." It's like they're in the future.
Yeah. It's always warm over there.
Yeah, it's like
the Jetsons.
It's like, what's it called when you send students across the ocean?
Exchange program.
Yeah, exchange program. We'll do thermostat exchange program.
I am. You know what? I'm babysitting your kids tonight as you and Christy go on a date. You know about this?
Yeah.
I'm going to teach them what it's like to be just cozy.
Oh gosh, this isn't.
I mean, no, kids, you don't have to.
They're going to hate me even more.
I'm really like, kids, no, you don't have to huddle up together. No, you can just spread out. You know, you don't have to put a coat on. You're inside.
Hey, kids, check this out. Beep, boop, 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 boop. Oh, it's warm.
And then
I want Rhett to be my dad.
And then they're going to go home and they're going to walk in and it's going to be like they didn't even go inside. It's going to be just like it's the same temperature as it is outside because of the regulation.
Well, what I don't understand is that it was the weather report says 60 degrees. Like, oh, this is great. But in my house, This is unacceptable. This is frigid. That we could die here. No, you can't die.
Well, but see, here's the thing. I agree that being, humans should be able to withstand a large temperature range, but modern man wants to have this like little window that he's comfortable. And because it is possible, because I live in a place where I have the option of making it happen, I can be comfortable or I can be a little bit cold in my house. I'm just gonna choose comfortable. I can't resist it.
Because you're a man and you want to make your domain submit to you. We've established that. So I can believe that. I want to make my kids submit to me. I want them to wear more clothes. I mean, why have clothes if you're not going to put them all on in the wintertime?
Well, Shepard got up this morning and he was just in briefs. He just like came out and he was like ready to eat breakfast. He's just in briefs. And I was like, aren't you cold? He's like, nope.
His body was probably blue. Well, not in your house. In my house, he'd be like a frozen caveman coming out of the
Rhett
glacier.
Rhett is the new GMM intern.
Hey, Rhett. Yeah, come in. This must be the new GMM intern. Intern. Come on in. You're the new intern, right?
Yeah.
All right. First things first. I need you to program our thermostat. Because
where is it?
It's right here. It's right here in front of you. You just pretend like it's right here in the role play, and start beep boop booping that.
Am I role playing as the intern?
Yeah.
Or am I role playing on the show like the intern? Is the intern role playing as his first assignment, or am I role playing as the intern as if there really is something here for the intern?
Both.
What do you want me to do, man?
Beep boop. You do that. Beep boop 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 boop. Okay, it's not working. Just get me a cup of coffee.
You like what kind of? You like any special flavors?